would you look at that? Well, hello there, mister. Alright, in 5... Yeah, okay, maybe not 5 because... Alright, hello, everyone. Welcome back. And... God damn it.
In 5.
God damn it. Alright, so, welcome back. We are now on Nintendo, as you guys know, so you're probably like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, we read the title of the video and did not click on it.
I mean, let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's quite obvious what we're going to be talking about. It's what really everyone else is talking about. I don't know how much you got written down. I got quite a bit.
Yeah,
Probably as much, if not maybe a little less than Square Enix.
Yeah, I have quite a bit written down, but that's because I am a weeb like that. There's a lot of weebs.
No ass rippage that time?
No, unfortunately not. I tried. I couldn't fester it.
Just seemed that every time you called yourself a weeb, you'd rip ass, but okay.
Yeah.
Guess that joke died harder than the flowers you farted on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I had so much gas the other day, but today I don't know. I'm sorry to disappoint the audience, Andrew.
God damn. Alright. So the first thing I wrote down, actually I think I might push back to around the end of the conversation, end of the video, mostly because of, it's Smash Brothers. It started the direct and it ended the direct pretty much. So I think I'm gonna wait till the end because that's what most people like to talk about anyway.
They started with that, honestly.
What's up?
I was surprised they started with that, honestly.
See, I was kind of surprised they started too, but the thing was, I didn't watch the direct right away, and I went on Facebook while I was taking care of pets, and I saw that I guess we are talking about Smash right away. I noticed that they announced The Hero. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll watch the trailer. That's probably like the big thing at the very end. So I was watching it, and I thought that was so cool. I didn't play a single Dragon Quest game. And I was like, now I want to play it. I have 11, and it's been on my backlog, and I think that's going to be what I play next. Just because I've been meaning to, and now that just hypes me up for it. And I noticed in the comments, a lot of people were like, ugh, why isn't it Banjo-Kazooie? Why is it another Magic Sword Fighter? And I'm like,
yeah.
Thank God it wasn't Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it was still live. So like, okay, maybe I'll go check the rest, kind of get a sneak peek of what's about to happen. And then it was the very end. So it was the trailer, and it was Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep.
And my response was, God damn it. Fucking shit. Now... So I went back to the comment on Facebook, and I put, edit. God damn it.
Yep. And what was funny about that was I had called it, like, remember I talked to you a while ago, I'm like,
everyone
I can just
talked
feel
about it.
I'm just like, I don't know. And I'm not saying I have this great tuition. I'm just saying, like, I could feel it. Like, I could feel the artistic ability of Sakurai. Banjo-Kazooie, I never really got into that as a kid. It
I
was
thought
just
the games are not good, honestly. Like they're okay, but they're not great. Everyone's got a nostalgia dick for it, honestly, and
yeah, and they
What-
don't really hold up as well as a lot of people say they do. Definitely not.
the way I see it is how many of those people actually cared before John Tron mentioned that was one of his favorites.
Yeah, that is. I think you are right about that. It's kind of like that with Rayman too. I feel like everyone hypes up Rayman, and I went back. I'm like, why the fuck do people care? Like it's just, you know.
I would have much rather liked Rayman as a
Yeah.
fighter than Banjo-Kazooie. Honestly, like, I would have taken a lot of things more than Banjo-Kazooie. I had somebody say they wanted Roz from Psychonauts. Like, honestly, I would fucking take that over Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
But, no,
I mean, hey, I was
mad.
happy we got fucking Trunks and Smash.
I don't know. I'm really mad about it because, they said from, before the game came out, you would never expect any of the characters. Like, they're all going to be, like, a huge surprise. There's no way you can guess it. And then
Everyone I talked to was like, "Oh, dude, I never saw that coming." I'm like, "How? How?"
Banjo-Kazooie was super predictable, and the previous two beforehand, Persona was a bit of a surprise because they announced the character before any Nintendo-related Persona with Joker in it. So that's why we were surprised about that. But it's, they're doing a Fire Emblem Fates with the hero in Dragon Quest. Like, they're just basically advertising the shit out of Dragon Quest.
Which I'm honestly okay with that. Like,
I'm fine with that. Like, I'm actually interested in getting the Switch copy just because of the Sprite version. I don't know if that's in the PS4 version yet.
Yeah. No, I think that's only in the Switch one where you could go to past worlds and other games. I think that was cool. I like that a lot. I'm still gonna get the PS4 version, but that's just because I just that's my preferred console for like those kind of RPGs. But yeah, it definitely is really nice, and I'm glad it's getting more attention.
I prefer PS4 just simply because the Switch can't perform every fucking game it has. Actually, it's been like most of the time I get a game for Switch, it can't function properly.
Yeah,
a lot of even a lot of their own like Nintendo brand games like Zelda Breath of the Wild can't even handle that shit. So it's like,
yeah, you're right.
But, I mean, I'm excited for the hero, but fucking Banjo-Kazooie, I'm not on the nostalgia dick. Okay, I'm not gonna hop on that shit. I think so far they better step it up on the next few characters because so far this season pass has been a huge waste of my money. The next thing I have in here is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on 2 because it was 3DS and that was at a time I didn't really want to buy 3DS games but focus more on PS4 and Xbox One and maybe start getting into Switch at the time.
Yeah.
But I was super excited because it looks like an actual, like, it looks a lot like the original with some added features. And Gooigi, with that being like a 2-player co-op, or you could go all the way up to 8 people.
That was awesome.
I am so excited because I loved the Luigi's Mansion, like, party game from the Nintendo Land.
Yes, I played the hell out of that.
I unfortunately, it's hard for me to convince people to go back to Wii U. So I think with a legit co-op Luigi's Mansion with 8 people, like, that's more than Smash. That's now another game 8 people could play, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm totally down to try to get people to try that out.
Yeah, I would definitely play that. Definitely.
My only foul note about Luigi's Mansion, which I'm surprised I actually forgot to write it. I kind of want them to re-release Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2 for Switch.
Yeah, for like a collection or something.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
they just redid the first one for the 3DS, which I was kind of upset about. I thought, why would they do that if they're gonna make the third for Switch?
Yeah,
But I
I
guess
I can agree.
so far I'm gonna have to do it the hard way, which is get the second on 3DS and then have the third on Switch.
I completely agree.
But it's just it'll be so weird that two of them are on a home console and one of them's on the go.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
but yeah, well, I guess I'll be definitely keeping an eye out because I know Luigi's Mansion 2 is cheaper now. It's like in the $20 range. I just now need to find a good condition copy that isn't player's choice, and
Yes.
I'll
Ugh.
be all set. The next thing I had written down was actually the Link's Awakening remake that they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
I'm glad to see that there's a release date, but what I was confused about was that new dungeon system. Is that like a custom, like you get to make
Yeah.
it, or was it just
Yeah.
like
It is a make your own dungeon system, which I think is really cool. I think that's a nice addition.
I mean, now that I know that that's the case, I really hope you could share that with friends like Mario Maker
Yeah.
because I would
I would
totally be
imagine.
down to exploring like my friends like made
Yeah.
dungeons in Zelda.
I would imagine you could, because that would be kind of dumb. Just make a dungeon for yourself and be like, oh no, I didn't know that was there. You know, but I hope that's the case. They didn't give much info other than that, but I really do hope that's the case because I would make the like worst dungeon imaginable and then make people go through it. You know, one thing I will say, I know it's kind of an old point, but I'm not feeling the art style so much. Like I'm still gonna get it because I love Link's Awakening, but I don't know. It just feels like a like a Yoshi kind of like toy kind of
Like
thing, which
Yoshi's Crafted World yeah,
yeah,
I
like
get that too, actually.
it like I know Link's Awakening isn't as like dark as the others, but it's not like lighthearted to like that. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like a toys we're playing with. Like it's still a Zelda game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a little more,
I feel like they're going
you
with a
know.
more like cartoony, like toy kind of vision, just simply because it is supposed to be all in a dream, you know?
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know. Like I'm still gonna play it and buy it and everything, but it just kind of I'd prefer it not. But if that's what it is, it's not gonna ruin the game for me. But but
I
growing up playing the original, I loved the style of the original. But
I I actually didn't write the art style down because I feel like that was beating a dead horse. I think everyone already had talked and complained about that before. Um,
yeah, I think it just reminded me. Forgot. Yeah,
and I didn't mind it so much this time because it seemed like the only thing that still really had a visual issue to me was Link's eyes. I think like the
yeah,
monsters look fine. I think I think the world looks fine. The only thing I personally had an issue with was just the eyes. I don't know why they
yeah,
need to be Pac-Man like.
yeah. Agreed. I completely agree. But yeah,
Um,
that's all I had for Link's Awakening.
the next thing I had, and it's going to be very brief. It's on my negative side of notes. Witcher 3 for Switch.
Yeah,
You could
that's
already tell from the trailer alone that they had downgraded so
well,
much of that game just to make sure
yes,
it works on that. And how
yeah,
well, like, they already downgraded it, but that doesn't even guarantee it's going to run properly. I mean, Skyrim is a struggle. Just imagine trying to play The
yeah.
Witcher 3 with all the
And
DLC in it. Like, no.
Witcher 3 is known for its like, beautiful landscapes and open world and everything like that. On a horseback too. Riding on horseback, like that just makes me worry. Like I could already see the fucking frame drops, like oh crap,
Yeah.
And it's like even if it wasn't that bad, I just personally for me, I just wouldn't feel comfortable playing that on a Switch. That's just personal though.
The next thing I got is Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Yeah.
It still looks it's still not caught my attention all the way. It just still looks like Hogwarts.
I'm excited for it because, again, it's not just going to be the individual units, it's actually going to be a full-blown army. That's what excites me the most about it, because that was what Fire Emblem was always supposed to. Obviously, they couldn't with the hardware and everything. But, you know, I get why they're doing the Hogwarts kind of stuff, and I feel like that's only going to be for, like, early game, because obviously if you're learning magic, like, you learn magic in a school, that's how it works. It kind of works that way. So I don't mind that as much. As long as it's not a main part of the game, you know, where, like, that's the thing you do all the time.
It is a main part of the game. And it's not just magic. It's also, like, it's like every class. Every class type has a lesson, like a school program they gotta learn. You pick your favorites. I hate it. I hate the concept. It's like Link's Awakening. It's like, I know I'll get it, and I know I'll play it, but I'm just gonna hate that. I'm gonna hate the fact that I'm just this teacher. I liked Awakening. I liked Fates, where you were this character that was in the battle, and you were just basically the strategist. You know, like, you were the one who just strategized. It fit with the gameplay. I just feel like you teaching these kids, and then they just kind of slap them into war. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I know I'm gonna pre-order it because I'm that stupid, but I'm on the fence.
I already pre-ordered it, but again, like I said, if they kept it to just magic, I'd totally get it. But yeah, the fact that it's like for any class, that doesn't make any sense at all to me. You know. Like, I feel like if they had, you know, the mages in class, and then, like, you know, the warriors and, like, you know, like, drills or something like that, it would make sense to be more militarized or something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still excited for it regardless. I don't think that's enough to ruin the game for me, but it definitely makes me worried. But I think overall the story looks interesting to me too. But I just have a soft spot for tactics games, so.
I want to get to this one because this is actually what I was really excited for, and this was the one that made me scream and scare my mom's friends that were over, and they were all doing like a teacher's test. But they all started to get terrified because I screamed like like
yeah.
Normal Heroes 3.
Yeah, that was
I'm so excited.
That trailer was great, actually.
I'm so excited because, honestly, like, I was sad that I was skipping the new one, the Travis Strikes Again. I skipped it because it wasn't the original gameplay, and I knew that, and I was like, I could probably skip it, but like now, like this, I'm like, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty dope trailer.
Now that now it's like the heroes actually were supposed to play this part, but you fucking killed them all, so you're like, shit, well, I guess I gotta do this myself. Like,
that's great.
Like, I love that, and I'd imagine there's gonna be a whole lot of, like, wacky concepts to that throughout the game, too, so I'm super excited. I don't think I've ever been excited for a Switch game before.
Yeah, that was legit. I completely agree.
Back to bad news, Daemon X Machina. That was rough.
The frames on that one were definitely pretty rough. It definitely looked to be a bit skippy.
I looked at the live feed for when that trailer was playing, and a whole bunch of them was, we just want a good Machina game for once. God damn it, please.
Yep.
Like, everyone was like, why?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the game looked cool. Like, I was actually interested in, like, the first trailer that they showed, like, I forget how long ago. Like, I thought it looked pretty interesting. You know, and you know, mech games, like, a lot of them are shit. We're just going to say that. But I was like, oh, this is finally going to be the one, you know? And then I see this trailer, I'm like, wow.
Never mind.
So cool. Like, nothing against the concept, but just the overall, it
doesn't look finished. It really does not.
No.
To me, it looked super bland and super unpolished. And
and it's supposed to come out, September? Like...
Yeah.
something like that.
They better fix some shit up before that.
Yeah, and agree again. Like as a person who has been looking for a good mech game, most mech games I play look unfinished like that.
You know,
so
I don't know what you'll say, and I probably will get a little bit of shit for this, but Titanfall 2 is pretty good. Just
yeah,
saying,
but I wouldn't
if you
really,
want
I wouldn't
a good-
really call it a mech like full mech game.
It's not Machina mech, but it's like it's still mech.
Yeah, no, and I had an interest in Titanfall. It was just the fact that there was no single player was my thing.
But that's why I suggested 2, because 2 has a single player.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't be that one guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now I sound like that one guy that would never shut up about it.
Yeah.
That we had to deal with one guy who would just never, ever shut up about that game.
Yes. So maybe one day we can play it together.
Hey, I'm down for that. Whether I just know I have it for Xbox and PC.
Okay.
So if you get it on PS4, you're a complete dick.
Well, that's usually me anyway. But anyway, back to the stuff we're here for.
Yes, the next thing I've written down is Astral Chain, which it still looks interesting. Cheesy, but interesting.
Yeah, I mean, with any Platinum game, you're going to get a level of cheese. But it's the kind of cheese that I love. It's super sci-fi. It's super weeby. I'm excited. I already pre-ordered it. I'm excited for it. It reminds me of like Xenoblade, and I love Xenoblade, and Xenoblade is extremely cheesy, but I love it. So yeah, I'm excited.
The next one I've written down is Cadence of Hyrule. Super stoked about that game. Only thing I'm worried about is that it might just be digital only, and if that's the case, I made the pledge never to get a digital game on Switch, so that's a game I have to miss out on now, unless Limited Run would ever be so kind and get that as a limited run.
I think it is going to be digital only, unfortunately. But yeah, it did look interesting, and the fact that you could play as Link and Zelda was pretty cool.
The very last thing I wrote down was the very last thing they showed in general, which was a sequel to Breath of the Wild. But my thing is, did they really need a sequel to Breath of the Wild? It's not like Breath of the Wild was really good to begin with.
See, my thing with that was I thought it was going to be DLC for Breath of the Wild, and it would have made sense. But yeah, I don't think they needed a whole sequel. And my concern with that is, so you're telling me that we're going to play on the same exact map, like, with the same boring things? Like, unless they have it to where, like, this new, being or deity or whatever changes the world.
It's pretty much Ganondorf.
Yeah, it is. Now, granted, this antagonist definitely looks a lot more intimidating. But, again, I like the concept, but again, after Breath of the Wild, it's like, just give me dungeons, man. That's all I want. But I'm curious to see more about it. I'm still gonna get it because I'm, Zelda fan, and you gotta get it when it's good, and when it's bad, you're still gonna play it, but not super duper. They need to prove a lot to me for me to get it right away. Like, I'm gonna get it, but not right away.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Unless they really blow my mind,
I'd like to see them do more than just make it Ganondorf now the villain.
Yes.
I showed it to my sister as well, and we both got, when we first watched it, we both got the vibe that it was leaning more towards Twilight Princess, in the sense of the darker tone, and honestly,
which I really like.
There's a lot of mystery to that trailer, so I really want to know more and I want to see more. But I'm pretty much on the same boat. If it's the same exact open world with the same concepts and everything, I'm probably just going to ask her for a gift and to call it that. I don't think I'd ever pay $60 again for something like that. That's really all I had written down. Again, like I said, Smash Brothers was really the big one.
Yeah, the big one.
The big one.
I had a few more things written down. They're not anything in depth, but I was excited that Secret of Mana 3 not only got brought over to America, but actually remastered, or not remastered, sorry, remade. Because I'm Secret of Mana fan, and the third one everyone was always like, please bring over, please, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna remake it. So I was happy about that. They also have like a trilogy, but they have like a trilogy where you can play the original ones as well now. That's cool. What else did I have here? Panzer Dragoon looked cool. It's like, yeah, it's a remake to an on-rail shooter, and I'm usually not an on-rail shooter kind of guy, but that one's cool because I thought the setting was cool. I played the original one. It was fun. Like, it's something I would probably pick up for, cheap or something. But it was cool. It interested me. And then I thought there was one more thing. Come on. Nope, I guess that was it. Yeah. That was everything.
So, we actually made some decent time. It's a little longer than hoped, but there was a lot of us kind of goofing off. So maybe maybe the edit will tell me otherwise. But thank you guys so much for watching another. There's not really any other E3 shows to cover at the moment. Hopefully, we'll hear more about a State of Play soon.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I think State of Play is the only one I'm really waiting for now. I don't. Who else even has to make a show?
Yeah, I think. I know Nintendo does like their Treehouse Live stuff, but they don't really announce new things. They just kind of show games they already did. I think that's it for the press conferences, though. Should be it. But again, they still have all week. They still have trailers getting released and gameplay and things like that. So maybe we could do a video talking about the trailers released during E3 and kind of things like that.
I know eventually I wanted to talk about like games that were missing from E3 or like games that you were most excited for. Like I want to wait till around the end to talk about that because there's some stuff I could already talk about and I'm not going to because of the amount of time we've spent. But
yeah,
all right, I'll stop running my mouth so we could conclude this. Thank you guys so much for watching all of these. I'm actually really impressed you made it this far. So the more we hear, the more likely we'll upload and make another one. But as of right now, this is really the last one until State of Play comes out.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see you soon. I will.
Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the notification. God damn it! I tried to do something. You fucking. Don't forget to hit the like button, ring the notification bell, and subscribe to T-Series.